Hello YouTube, I hope everyone's having a good day. This is Ender Steve. I'm coming at you with another tutorial. This time it's going to be an iron farm. It's an improved design, no longer uses bells. Bells were quite hard to deal with, really hard to deal with. Villager leaders, it was hard to figure out who they were, and they would sometimes change. This is just going to be using 21 beds and 10 villagers, and that's all you need, and a bunch of materials. So first off, what we're going to do is going to build up 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is going to be where our items are going to go. So build out a nice little 3x2 platform behind it, just so you can stand on it and place your hoppers. Once you got your hoppers down, just place some carpet, and that's basically the first little bit of your kill chamber. I would keep just that 1 block there because we are going to use that later, and it's really hard to put blocks on this unless you come from up here. But anyway, we're going to make the outside edge of our kill chamber now. This is where the iron golems are going to be funneled into. This is going to be right below the lava, and it's going to be 3 tall. So 2 of those rows are going to be glass, and then on top of that you're going to want to use a building block of any kind. I'm using stone brick, it's easy to count, it still has the edges very nicely for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, easy to count. Next you're going to take out your signs. You're going to put your sign right there, right there. I like them on the sides so it doesn't block your view of your iron golems being farmed. And then put another 2 on the other side. Take out your lava bucket. You're going to need 4 for survival. I just have the 1, obviously, because we're in creative. And there you go, you got your first little bit of the iron farm completed. Next, what we're going to do is a little bit tedious. We might as well get it out of the way now. But we're going to build out 7 extra blocks onto this little platform right here, and then square everything off. So we're going to do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, and that'll add up to 7. Gonna go around over here and do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. And the reason I'm doing 4 is just because that's the farthest you can reach in Minecraft. So just gonna do 4, and then do the extra 3. Once again, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And extra 3. And this is going to be by far the most tedious part, longest part of the video. I don't really have any editing software, so I'm just going to do this one take right here. And then it'll be nice because then you can just watch along while you're doing this yourself. Basically, what's going to be on top of this spawning platform is just going to be buckets of water placed in a certain arrangement, and those buckets of water will push the iron golems off of this platform and directly into the center over there where our lava is. That'll kill them. It'll only touch their heads, so any items that are dropped are going to come from pretty much the middle of their body. So the hoppers will eat them up right away, and they won't get burned or anything like that. Coming around on our last corner, and then we'll be done with this part. So that's the bottom of the spawning platform. Then we're going to want to go out 1 from the wall. So out 1 and then up 1. And then you can just remove that, it doesn't need to be there. And just go around the entire thing. And then on top of this on top of these blocks that we're placing right now, we're just going to have some fences, and those are just in case the iron golems cannot get out of the fence blocks on top of these blocks. Even though I'm pretty sure they shouldn't be spawning even on these blocks, so they should just be already in the water and getting pushed. But it's just a little precaution. Gonna go and take our villager egg out, put in our oak fence, and then this will be the absolute last thing on the spawning platform. Most tedious part, definitely the most boring, but we are almost done with it. Actually, we got one more side, and bing bang boom, done with the spawning platform. Now we just need to put our water buckets, so put one block right here. We're actually gonna move our bed away, take the water, and then place your one water right there and just break that, leave that for now. Place another one in this corner, place that, break that, leave that how it is for now. And then once again do this on all four corners, break that, place that, break that. Alright, so now is the only confusing part, I would say. It's not very confusing, but you just gotta make sure you place these water buckets in the right spot. So the water comes from this top block and then flows down, and then 3 away from the source block, it's no longer in this top block. It's now in this bottom spawning platform block. So right here. So right there, you want to place your water and just go around to the other side, right to that same spot. So if you place a water bucket right here, and then right here, and then right there on that side, you'll get a bunch of source blocks in this block right here, which you don't want. It'll start turning your lava into obsidian. So you just want to stop it right here, right where this water is no longer at the top level. Same thing over here. Just keep going. Once again, do this for all sides. If you're on survival, I would definitely recommend just making a infinite water source, and as you can see, everything flows perfectly to our lava kill chamber. Alright, so next, this is going to be our beds. So we need to make sure I put our beds before we put our villagers, and this is just the configuration I like to have. I don't know if this does anything, but I like to have my beds evenly spread out around the outside of the middle of the chamber, and that will and I feel like that makes it so all of your iron golems spawn directly in the center of your farm, and they won't be just chilling outside. Alright, so here we go. Last thing we'll need is just our beds, some glass actually, and then all of our villagers. Oops. Just so everything's even, I do 22 beds. So you can see we have 8 on this side, 8 on that side, so 16. There's 4 on this side, so that's 20. And then 2 on this side, so that's 22. Just so you can come in here and get to your items once you need them. You can also lower this down all the way to the bottom, and that won't matter as long as there's no 3 tall area for the iron golems to spawn. So let's say there was like a platform right here. I believe they would be able to spawn in here. Actually, if it was one lower. So yeah, if there was 3 gaps at any point, they might be able to spawn. But since it would just be a column of hoppers, they would have no place to spawn, so that'd be fine. Alright, so now that we got all that done, we're actually going to have to build our villager chamber. And you can do this any way you want. I personally like to have my villagers in the same kind of configuration, just all the way around. the kind of center of the farm, just so everything is centered around that center 4 blocks where your lava is. And this, you don't have to do this. You can just have one chamber. I would recommend right in the back, just 4x4. But this is going to be a little bit more in depth. Alright. You're also just going to want to take out these solid blocks, just because the cats would be able to spawn inside of the beds, basically, on top of these solid blocks. It's kind of strange how that works. But one thing you can do, and that we're going to do, is actually we actually don't need all of this glass, but basically going to have a spawning chamber for the cats, so that they are not continuously being spawned and killed by the so they're just not continuously spawned and killed. So what will happen is the cats will spawn on top of the beds, and they'll just fall down into this little chamber, and they'll just kind of walk around and do whatever that Minecraft cats do. This is going to have some glass right here, just so they cannot get out. And there we go, we have a nice little cat spawning chamber. What's going to happen is the cats will start spawning up here, and then every once in a while a cat will spawn down here, and it will stay down there, and it'll take up the cat spawn cap. And normally this would be a bad thing, but in this case it is actually good, because then they won't be continuously being spawned and taking up the spawn cap. So there we go. Got all that set up. That's for our cats. And now we just need to put our villagers in. So what I did over on my original video, I'm just probably going to do that again. This might be a little bit of a long video, but you're just going to make a chamber for all of your villagers to stay in. I would probably recommend making the floor of this out of glass, just so that the cats won't spawn in the space that your villagers are going to be in. That's really preference. You could eliminate the cat spawning chamber and instead just have air underneath the beds, and so they won't spawn on top of the beds, and they will end up just spawning inside of your villager trading hall if you choose to make one. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing now. I'm gonna make this tutorial a twofer. So, villager trading hall, and also a iron golem farm. Perfect for, I believe, smithers. I don't know what they're called. Iron tool makers, weapon makers, armor makers. I believe they all take iron for their second trade. I believe on PS4 it's always the second trade, and then coal on the first. Obviously you can't help with the coal, but you'll have a bunch of iron to trade with your villagers. Obviously you can use iron for tools. I don't need to go into why iron is important. Hoppers. But yeah, everyone should have one of these on their survival worlds. I'm always running out of iron. I feel like I'm always mining, and this is just a nice little way to AFK instead of having to sit there and mine my way into insanity, if you know what I'm saying. So once this is done, this is pretty much the farm. Hopefully I don't have to run it too long to get some iron golems spawning. It's very, very inconsistent the way that they spawn. But this farm has everything perfect. Villagers can't get to their beds, they won't suffocate. cats will spawn in there. They will not spawn with your villagers. Next thing we can do is just turn this into a villager trading hall once we spawn our villagers. I'm just going to do lecterns because those are the best. 1 2 1 2. Oh, whoops. 1 2 1 2. So we're going to need 10 in total, so I just like to do, oh, actually I did that wrong, 4 on each side, and then actually only 2 on this back side. Oh, okay, I did this really wrong. Alright, so it's gonna be 4 on these 2 sides, this side and that side, and then 2 on this back side, and then another 4 on this side. So that's 10 villager workstations in total. We're gonna have to do something about this. So what I did last time was I just put a little oak fence right here, one right there, one right there. I also had a door right here, so put another 2 fences right there. Get yourself some fence gates and just put them right here. And this is nice because you can get out and in. The villagers can't open that or close that, and you can just put a nice little, I like to use vines or ladders. You really can't have any platforms of any kind underneath this or anywhere around this, because then your iron golems will spawn. So you really want to put some vines, or just use a single column or 2 columns next to each other with ladders going up. Vines are nice just because you don't need the column. You don't have to worry about villagers spawning in your columns. But anyway, this is pretty much done. What I'm going to do is get a villager egg. It's going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And now I did see some nitwits, so you're just going to want to go through. If you get any nitwits, just come on over, find those green, okay, here he is. I went right by him. So there we go. I think there was only 1 nitwit. So there we go. We should place that one down and he should be good. I think if we place another one, yeah, he won't. There's no workstations for this guy. So there we go. We have 10 villagers in here. You can see we already have 1 cat spawning in here. I don't know if you heard before, but there was a cat that just died as well, so we'd have some string in here. I don't know why, but sometimes they spawn right on the edge and they'll spawn in the glass and they'll die. But that's not a problem. It'll just spawn more cats until the mob cap is reached by cats being down here. So with that, that's pretty much the whole tutorial. I'm not going to go through all the detail that I did before. I went over most of the mechanics. After doing a lot of testing, a lot of testing, this is not stackable as I once thought it was. This sometimes happens too, and this is not a problem. The cat will just chill in there. If you want, you can kill him, but it won't. The iron golems will just fall down on top of him and push him to the side. It won't stop them. It won't make it so any items get burned. He'll just chill in there. And yeah, that's it pretty much. This is a trading hall. As you can see, I got some different, ooh, nice protection 4, channeling, blast protection 4. Wow, I've got some not too bad ones, some unique ones. Smite, oh, that's terrible. Frostwalker. But anyway, you can make this a lot nicer. Like I was saying before, you can make this floor out of wood and the cats will spawn on here. And if you want that to happen, you can just remove these stone blocks and these extra bits of glass holding the cats in. I'm actually going to go in right here and kill this guy. So right there. I don't know why it happens. I think if they jump up and fall right down into lava, they just fall quick enough so they don't actually die. And yeah, this is it. This is everything. I don't think we got any iron golem spawns yet. No. I'll sit here for a minute or two if iron golem spawns. You'll see it in action. If not, you can just take my word. You know that the iron golem farm is working just because there's cats spawning, so that means that this is now a village and it's spawning cats. You can see a cat just spawned, 2 more cats. And eventually the cats will stop spawning and they will just be held up in that little containment chamber down in the bottom. And there we go, we got our first iron golem. Big boy number 1. And you can see he's gonna go down. His head's gonna stay in the fire. And this makes it so that all of his items will then get dropped down into these hoppers and then go into this thing right here, into this chest. There we can see we got 4 for that, 1 poppy. And I AFK'd I think 6 hours and I got almost 6 stacks, so I could say it's almost a stack an hour if you run it for long periods of time. Running for short periods of time is very inconsistent, so at least an hour is best, I would say. And then yeah, that's it. So if you like this video, if you built this on your survival world, or if you built this on your creative world just because, just to learn the mechanics, give this video a like. You know, a subscription would be really appreciated. I'm a new channel. I'm gonna be trying to make videos as much as I can. I have a nice little 0-tick sugarcane farm. It's not really 0-tick sugarcane, but it harvests and grows in the same tick, so technically it is 0-tick, but it's not your traditional 0-tick farm or sugarcane farm. And then I have an AFK fish farm that I'm gonna post, a whole bunch of different farms. I'll be doing let's plays, all that different stuff, hopefully in the near future. Yeah, there we go, that's it. You can hear the cats still spawning, still dying. Eventually they'll stop, and then that's it. Hit that like button. Tell your friends. If anyone you know needs an iron farm on PS4 edition, this is the perfect one. I did a lot of testing. It's just as good as the iron farms using the bells, and it is also a lot less of a hassle. There we go. Have a great day, everyone.